Hello, welcome to lesson 2 of the CarShowSoftware.com application program. Today we are going to talk about just the basic input and tallying of votes. This, as you can see, is our splash screen. The first tab we want to go to, and this is kind of in order and it's color coded as well to make it easier, is the name entry tab. As you can see, I've preloaded actually one of the customers. I used some of his data. I deleted the addresses in cities for obvious reasons. This is going to be our car vehicle number. It goes 1 through 2000. So as the driver comes in, you can add that information into this tab. This is an optional tab. You don't have to do this unless you're doing classes. Then you have to marry up the vehicle with the class. This column here sets up your classes. So you can see this A1MG series is class 1, MGA class 2 series is class 2, and so on. So when this particular driver number 1 came in, he was in class 10, which was TR6 over here at class 10. So you would need to do that with every vehicle that came in. That's providing you're doing classes. You would not need the name entry or the card type unless you wanted to put that in. It's an optional step. While I'm on this page, I can tell you that whatever line you're on here, as you can see, it changes over here, this number. So whichever line you happen to be on, and you hit this print, you'll print out a dash information card for that particular car, and that'll encompass all the information that you put in here. Again, an optional step if you want to do your own cards. This step here is to print out blank cards, which might have your car show information on it, a nice card, but just doesn't have all the driver information to save time. So let's say you wanted to set this up from car 60 to car 70 and then hit the print. That would print out those 10 cards with just the information. Let me go over to the dash plaque here and let you look at that. So this fills in all the information for that vehicle, and it shows car number 1 here because that's the line I'm on. This is all custom edited. You can put picture in here, information, anything you want to do that pertains to your car show. Back to the name entry. And that's about all there is there. And like I say, that's optional steps unless you're doing classes. Then you have to marry up the vehicle with the class. From there we go over to the ballot votes. This is where when the ballots come back, this is where they're going to be inputted for the actual counting. I have input some of the numbers here already, pre-entered some numbers. This button will tabulate your votes. This will look for the last blank cell. You want this to be the very last cell. So we're going to click this. This shows our blank cell. This is where we want to be. We go back up to the top. This will delete all the information in here, which you don't want to do today until the car show is over or for next year's show. So I'm going to tabulate and get the winners. So over here it shows I've tabulated 59 cars. And I came up with 59 cars. This is a good thing. You want these two to match. If I inadvertently left out or had an empty space, I went back to tabulate, it would show me I had 58 total numbers in there, but only 13 were counted, which would be these top 13. Again, if I hit the look for the last car, it highlights this. What's interesting, or a lot of programs won't do, is if we're doing classes and we want to span the classes with, let's say, best engine. So if we put, you can put anything you want. Oh, I missed that, didn't I? We can put an E. Let's say it's car 7. So car 7 got best engine. I inadvertently hit that. So E7 has got the best engine. Now we're going to tabulate again. Let's go down here and add another one. Let's put in E8. Let's say he got 2 votes. We'll go back up to the top. We're going to tabulate again. So we've got 61 here, 61 counted. You can see E8, which highlights in red, which would be your best engine at this point. He got 2 votes. E7 got 1. You can do the same thing with paint, interior, anything you want. Best to show, whatever you want to put in here. 8, as you can see, best engine got 2 votes. Vehicle number 8. Here's vehicle number 8 as well. He got 4 votes for his class. So we're going to move on to the print ballot sheets. So here you can see all the votes down to 1 vote. If you were not doing classes, this is where you want to be. Car number 6 got the most votes, 5 votes, and so on. Now if you're doing classes, we want to go over to the class winners. Up here, I'm going to say I only want 2 winners in each class. Then I'm going to refresh. We only had 1 winner in class 1, 1 winner in class 2, and here we had 2 winners in class 3, and so on. So every other line is highlighted. And this is where you would hand out your awards. These are your car numbers over on this side. As you can see, car number 8, he got 4 votes. He's in class 36. If I go back and look at where's my car 8? He's up here. He also did not. Here's our E8 and our E7. So that's what there is for classes. If you wanted to print them all out or look at them all, you could refresh, and this would give you all the classes. The entry by class tab on the bottom. We'll sort this. Let me do a refresh. This will sort everybody. Let me see how many are in each class, or if they're in the right class. We can expand this if we need to. This particular customer had some very long class names. Over here shows how many in each class for a quick reference. And then towards the bottom, total classed vehicles, 87. So if we go back to our name entry, this shows 88 vehicles, but we're starting with line 2, so we've got 87 vehicles in there. Let me look at this. So, and that's how the class works. So our next tutorial, we'll go into some of the judging, and we'll work on that.